Remember, it's about the execution of the idea and not the idea in itself. So with regards to your website, you've taken the step to sell on your own site. You must execute each step properly in order for it to perform to its best. So today, let's talk about tips for essential follow-ups for people who have either bought from your site or who have signed up and showed their interest in buying, so that ultimately you sell more. So stay tuned. If you've only landed here randomly through some sort of video link and you want to check out my eBay and Amazon tips, well then just click on the link above if you're on a computer, or if you're on a mobile, just click the link below. So someone has bought from your website, you've packaged it up and you've sent it off. It is essential that at least you include some sort of printed material for them to see when they open the package. Now, if you're smart about this will be some sort of discount code for them to buy again. They're not just loyal fans just yet. They've just purchased from you. We want to continue to cultivate them for future sales. Remember the old sales saying, it's easier to sell to people whom you've already sold to before. Okay, so what do we include in the parcel? At least a brochure of some description talking about your business, thanking them for the purchase, and some sort of offer to go with it. Some enticement to get them to purchase from you again. Some sort of enticement. I remember I interviewed once a guy on a podcast where he includes all sort of extra memorabilia. He was selling martial arts uniforms kits to kids. So he would even put a note on the box outside and tell them, before you open up this, download this link. And then when they download it, the Karate Kid music would come on as they're opening it. He would include confetti, Ninja Turtle stickers, extra buttons for the uniforms, anything to create the wow factor. Well, some people will even include sweets. I don't actually recommend that you include sweets, because if they open or leak, then they're probably going to send it back or complain. We don't want that now, do we? So really, it's a question of thinking about your market and seeing, is there any little extra thing you can include to create that wow factor, so that they say, hey, not only did I get this, but I also got such and such. Worth keeping in mind. Right, so if you're including an offer in the parcel, you need to keep a few things in mind. Firstly, it must be time limited. If you give somebody 6 months or a year for them to redeem the offer, it's not really that attractive. They're just going to throw it in the corner and say, yeah, I'll get to that sometime. But if you want to take advantage of the moment, make the offer for a couple of weeks at the very most, or even a month max. So if they have spotted something on your website while they've been shopping, it may encourage them to take the next step, and they know they have to do it fairly fast. Now, if your website is set up properly, you'll be able to follow up on exactly which codes have been used on your website. I use different codes for different things, so it may be for their first purchase, it may be a repeat order, maybe an offer happening at a different time of the year and you've sent out an email, but you want ultimately to see how many codes were used and if that campaign really worked. So if your website is properly designed, you'll be able to attach all sorts of rules to each offer. You can make sure that the offer is only used once, it's only used by one person, it has a limited amount, the things that you can buy off, you can attach it to different brands, to different products. It can have all sorts of rules. It doesn't have to be just some sort of generic offer where they can purchase absolutely everything and get that same amount of discount. You have to be careful and you have to think about it, because you don't want to be losing money now. In a future video, I'm also going to show you the whole checkout abandonment email process and the importance of having a sequence of emails to go out to help clinch the sales that have been left languishing in the basket. We don't really want that to happen. We want people to finish the purchase. They may have been distracted, they may have had to pop out. So if they have something in the basket, we want to encourage them to take the final steps and finish buying. Another important aspect of the follow-up process, or at least having the basics of email marketing on your site properly set up. when they're going through the checkout process, they'll have opted in automatically if your checkout process is done correctly, and therefore they're going to get emails afterwards. It's alright that that happens. If they want to opt out, they can opt out afterwards. There's no problem. People don't mind receiving emails if they're to do with something that they've already purchased. Now, if they want to unsubscribe, we just make it easy for them. Always make it interesting for them. Make the emails regular, make them topical. Just keep people in the loop as to what you're doing. Some sales books will say, people buy when they're ready to buy, not when you're ready to sell to them. So therefore you need to be constantly in their minds so that when they need something that you're selling, you'll be the first person that they think of. It's not a bad way of doing it. Anyways, in summary, make sure that you include some sort of offer in your package in order to bring them back and in order to start cultivating them to be good, loyal fans. Use your codes well and track their use. See how many people have used them. Don't just make it random. Make sure that it's all well defined. Make sure that you also have a sequence of emails in the checkout abandonment process. Make sure that you're in regular contact with them so that you can sell to them again. Anyway, that's enough for today. I hope you like the new surroundings. I've kind of used this in my personal channel. If you don't know what that's all about, you can check it up there too. And I hope you like it. Please don't forget to check out my other stuff. Should be appearing here now. I hope this little tip helps. Remember to add your thoughts and your comments in the section down below. Would love to hear about your experiences. Don't forget to subscribe so as you don't miss out on any of the other content which I'm offering to you. And I thank you for tuning in up until now. This has been Patrick from Selling Online Today. Bye-bye.